Did you know you can become the bank with real estate investing, buying houses by taking over the underlying mortgage, not having to qualify for that debt. You don't have to fill out applications, have debt to income ratios. And the best part is you get to help people by buying financially distressed homes. And after that, if you want to do it the right way and make boatloads of money, then you get to give your community the opportunity at affordable home ownership. It's called subject to and creative financing. My name is Gene Boykin. I'm the founder of the GoGetter Family Real Estate Investing Academy. All right, tonight, I'm actually going to talk to you guys about the Achilles heel of subject to deals. That's what it's called, subject to, taking over the existing financing. All right, the Achilles heel, which is bankruptcy. What happens if your seller sometime down the road, because especially if you buy a foreclosure, we know they're going to fall behind on payments. What happens if they file bankruptcy and that mortgage is still in their name, but you've got the house now? Well, it just depends on if you do it the better known way, which is the wrong way, or the GoGetter family's way. It's up to you. I'm going to talk about it tonight. Hit that like button, all right? And if you're new to my channel, I want you to consider subscribing, all right, if you feel like I bring you some value. Or you can just be a player about it. Hit that subscribe button. Let's go.
I'm a go-getter. They some go-getters. We some go-getters. Hope you a go-getter. Let's get it. I'm a go-getter. They some go-getters. We some go-getters. Hope you a go-getter. Let's get it. I'm a go-getter. Hustle to the end, we some no-quitters. Knock it out the park, we for show hitters. Right, left hemisphere, that's a dome splitter. Yeah. We control our own destiny. Make moves, cultivate whole legacy. Creative finance, bring more ecstasy. The right ingredients, now that's a dope recipe.
My people, what's happening? So it's Friday night. Hey, it's been a while since I jumped on my YouTube and went live with my people. It looks like I got some of my inner circle members in the building tonight. Let's see who's on here. So guys, what I do is with the GoGetter Family Real Estate Investing Academy is really I teach real estate investors how to 2x their number of investment properties or get their first property in as little as 90 days. And that's all with little to no money out of their own pocket and no credit checks by becoming the bank. Now, this strategy has really changed my life personally. If you don't know me, I was landscaping. I was running a landscaping company, landscaping and snow removal. A little over 2 years ago, I'm actually coming up on 3 years since I got my first deal subject to. I discovered this real estate investing strategy that has absolutely changed the game for me. I mean, everything. I'm gonna be going to Mexico in a couple of weeks, y'all. Just kind of decided that, why not? And now, with being how this strategy changed my life, I've made it my mission to get this knowledge and this information to the people so that we can get some of these assets back. Now, what we also do is something very unique to the real estate space, and that's buy all of our investment properties in trusts. Okay. So I'm also a trust specialist, asset protection. All right. Asset segregation and estate planning. And that's called generational wealth. Isn't that like the tagline, generational wealth? Well, the GoGetter family, this is where you can make something out of nothing. So what's up, my people? Let's see who we got. John Smith in the building. Okay. Hi from Houston. Now that you're in Houston, I can say, hey, from Sunnyside. What up? I'm going to be in Dallas soon. Lorraine, I got to text you, Lorraine. I'm texting you this evening. As soon as I get off, I got you. Dr. Joel, what's up, my brother? Tyson. Bridget. All right. Drop where you're from, y'all. Drop where you're from. Denise, how's it going? El Blog Espresso. Oh, that's Jose. What's up, my brother? Okay, guys. So I wanted to talk to you guys about something this evening with subject to. And subject to is a game-changing real estate investing strategy where we buy problem assets. Okay. And now That word problem doesn't just mean like the asset, the house is ugly, right? No, it could be it's financial problems, financially distressed homes, because I love pretty homes. I don't know about you guys, but I love pretty homes. And today was kind of a big day. So I got a text from one of our community members. He's a mentee of mine. And it's kind of funny how that all, worked out. Uh but we all got to be lifelong learners, right? So this student, and you guys will meet him soon enough, actually. So I'm not going to say his name right now, but I'm gonna show y'all what we talked about. Because see, in the real estate game, with the right knowledge and the right group of people around you, really the right network, well, you can make a lot of things happen. The question is, are you a go-getter? If you are, we can talk about it. In addition to that, guys, let me share my screen. Utah in the building. Joel said Montgomery, the Gump, Alabama. Hey, I love it. So, had this conversation today with a student of mine. I'm not going to show his name, but I am going to show this screenshot. I said, "Oh, damn. Okay. Well, how much are they saving you, since they can close it when the other title comes?" Or I meant to say when the other title company was acting funny, but I did a voice text, y'all. He said, "Oh, I have a 86K net profit waiting, bro." Huh? Uh-huh. 86K net. Damn. I'm glad being a mentee in the community is paying off. There's big things ahead for this connection. You're a smart man for continuing your education, especially being at the level you're already at. It says a lot. Your leadership and knowledge makes it easy to follow you, bro. Real talk. My ROI, look at this right here. My ROI is already nearly 7.5x on the mentoring program. And me and you ain't even got started yet. Now, what I'm saying is, y'all, is this. Is that, again, and I say this a lot, right? Because see, there's a lot of information out here. That's the thing. That's why I got on here live tonight to talk to you guys, because there is a lot of different information out here, and subject to and creative financing is becoming more popular. But if you're not doing it correctly, what you're doing is you're setting yourself up for a crash. But just you, though. And then the people that you have helped, you're setting yourself up for a crash, because if you're not buying subject twos the right way, if somebody files bankruptcy, okay, one of your sellers, and who knows what subject two is in here? Oh, everybody almost. Letty, what's happening? Reed Smith from Oregon, what's up, my brother? Utah in the building. The Gump. NYC. Lorraine, like, we got to talk. Got a lot to talk about, Lorraine, a lot. Hopefully you're available this weekend. I'll text you. Illinois in the building. Ray Vision, what's up? Okay, so I wanted to talk to you guys about this because this needs to become known. Subject to is a great strategy. Subject to the existing financing. We can circumvent the traditional headaches and hassles of going to a bank and qualifying for debt, right? Going and getting new debt to pay off old debt to buy a property. And then you got to go into that property, put in a bunch of work, do a bunch of repairs. And that's a headache. Me and my team, me and my community members, I got a few community members that just have to do some work on houses, but that's even minimal. Very, we're coming in, we're buying beautiful houses, minimal dollars up front, due at closing, and then big chunks of money on the back end. And as a matter of fact, let me just show y'all what we did this last quarter. Let me just show y'all what we did this last quarter. I don't know if my people have seen. Here's our numbers from just the last 4 months. And this isn't all of them. These are just the ones that we had a major hand in, and then that we did. Okay, this is what subject to can do, but I want you guys to see something here, because see, if these weren't done right, ours are done right, all of these. But if they were done the other way, well, if your seller files bankruptcy, it's lights out. It's lights out. So let me just show you. I'm gonna run through this real quick because I want y'all to see this. This is me and my team in the mountains doing some training. This was a team building boot camp, and we actually have a couple new members. Three of the team members and myself are going to be converging on Dallas, Texas here really, really soon. Just a few weeks. I'll be announcing the date next week when we're going to be up there in Dallas, me and a few other people, my title company included, who just helped one of my mentees, one of my community members save, make 86K when they were on the edge of losing 60K. Cancun at Christmas time. I'll be back there in a couple weeks. Hey, but hold on. I'm gonna get to the money. Look at my crew. Love it. Dr. Joel up there, Cap Turner, Leticia, the Garcia brothers, Jose, Tiff and Tad, of course, our go-getters of the year, Coach Jerry. Yo, beautiful thing. Here we go. Now this house, ladies and gentlemen, this house was bought in Pearl, Mississippi. It was a joint venture with a student of ours. We took over an underlying loan, an underlying mortgage of $89,900. $89,900. And the mortgage payment's $1,167.03. We already have a buyer. I'm going to show you the buyer on the next page. We have $90,100 in equity. We only paid $5,000 at closing, guys. At $300 a month for 66 months. So we paid her $25,000 total, but we only paid $5,000 of the $25,000 at closing, and then $300 a month for the next 66 months. So think of it as like a TV from Rent-A-Center. I mean, that's about how much it's gonna cost you. So we just got a house. That's all, by taking over the existing mortgage. Now, we sold the house to this beautiful family. There's Portia, path to home ownership. We're getting monthly payments of $1,850 a month, y'all. $1,850 a month. And so we're going to take the $300 a month we're paying to the seller out of that. We got a $7,300 down payment, an option fee, and then an additional $1,000, or I'm sorry, $6,300 down payment, additional $1,000 in pet fees. So minus $300 a month that we're paying the seller, we cash flow $682.97 a month on that. Now, if our seller down the road filed for a bankruptcy, if they filed for bankruptcy because their credit, whatever, was bad, their car got repoed, I don't know, guess what would happen? Well, if you bought it the way that a lot of gurus are out there telling you to buy it, and buy it by taking over the mortgage and transfer the deed into your LLC, that's a nightmare. Okay, if the seller files bankruptcy down the road, that house will be in bankruptcy. And it doesn't matter what's going on with that house. It doesn't matter if you already have a buyer in there, whatever. It's going into bankruptcy, guys. Now, there is a bulletproof way to do this and keep the house from ever going into bankruptcy, because we actually own the house at that point. So that said, just keep following along, but it's not in your name and it's not in your LLC. That's the wrong way, guys. Here's another one. I'm just going to fly through these real quick. We got a $40,000 down payment on this, and $42,000 total because of pet fees that we pay. They're like down payments for your pet. So they had 4 dogs, which worked my nerves because this house is nice on the inside. I bought this from a doctor. Now, if that doctor decided that they were going to file bankruptcy, which isn't likely, but in the event that they did, if I bought it the way that these damn gurus are out here telling you to do, putting you at risk. And the worst part to me is this now with some of these gurus, because I've been thinking about this a lot lately, because it's only because of of what I've been told is all, and what I see out here and the level that we operate at. I've been called, and hey, I didn't say this, the mentor's mentor. I'm just saying. Now, what really irks me about this is there's people out here that are, telling people to loan their money out to do these deals to other people, right? That I guess know how to do them the wrong way, of course. But so if you're a person and you're loaning some money out for a deal, and that subject to gets transferred into an LLC, and that seller files bankruptcy, that house is going in that bankruptcy. You're going to lose it. Now, if you buy it in a trust like we do, on the other hand, well, you ain't got to worry about that. So let me show y'all something. I'm going to hop to the numbers and then I'm gone. Let me hop to these numbers. Damn. Oh. Okay, guys. Now here's what I did. And here's what we did as a community. And this isn't all the deals. These are just the ones that we had a heavy hand in and that were ours as well. Me and my team, we either joint ventured or we had a huge hand in these deals. So my goal was 3 houses and added 200,000 in equity. But the actual totals was $240,500 in equity and 4 new deals, 4 new acquisitions. How much in option fees and down payments? My goal was 80,000. I actually got 95,700. Come on, y'all. Cash received. Well, 50,000 was the goal. We got 59,633. Increased monthly cash flow. My goal was 4,000. Didn't quite hit that. It was $3,069. And that was that. 4 subject twos. Now, guys, imagine this in 4 months. $3,000 cash flow increased, and then 60,000 damn near. That's 15K a month right there. And then the additional 30, that's 18K a month right there. Come on now. Come on. So here's the thing. If we don't do this right, if we don't do it right, then we put ourselves at risk of having the loan called due or the house going into bankruptcy. So when that seller files bankruptcy, it's a nightmare. Okay. And so here's the thing. Here's the thing. This can be a life-changing real estate strategy for you. If you learn some new skills, if you decide that you're going to develop some new skills, only because if you can't get the results that you currently want to get, it stands to logic, right? It stands to reason that you're going to have to develop some new skills that you don't currently have. All right. And the fact of the matter is this. There's a few things that are stopping us, from getting to that goal, from being able to do this. Because guys, this is merely problem solving. So I went and got my hair cut today, right? And I really, listen, I just be shaving that thing most of the time, but I went and got me old fade, clean that thing up a little bit, What can I say? Anyway, and so there's a few things that do hold us back, right? Which is one of them is remaining in our comfort zone, right? That comfort zone it's devastating. It really, truly is devastating. And then learned helplessness, right? And I've noticed this because I've been in mentorships. I didn't just like wake up and download this information from the universe. I had to learn this stuff and put together pieces to make a process and make a system that worked for me and that was digestible and deliverable to the everyday people like y'all. Because I didn't receive this information the way that I deliver it to y'all. I received it at a level where it was like Chinese, really. And I had to decipher what all this stuff meant, which was good for me. But I've been in mentorships and I got a mentor now. If your mentor doesn't have a mentor, that's a problem. And you should go the other direction. But I've been in mentorships where The information is good. The strategies work. You can get results, and there'll be like there's just always like a few people around that want to like almost nitpick at the mentorship situation, right? And it's cool. Like if so there's something that, you don't personally like about it, hey, by all means, that's your thing, right? I always just say, well, hey, did you talk to him about it? You know, that's my response, because I don't even want to get into the mess. Because listen, I have gripes about mine, but since I took the information and I took action and I implemented it and I got, Lord knows, 10x, 20x ROI on the money that I had to spend for it. When those people came to me, asking about, oh, did I get this or did I have that meeting or what? I'm like, I don't remember. I'm just staying neutral, y'all. Is that a bad thing? I'm just staying neutral because it's the information. And what are you going to do with it? But here's the thing: learned helplessness makes us seek out limitations that exist. And so that we can laser focus on that limitation and say that this is the reason that I did not do. This is the reason that I could not do. And I don't know how so-and-so did it, because there's people over there that are doing it. But the reason that I didn't do is because of this thing. And it's okay, because we were taught this way. Like, we were just taught to be this way. But if we're looking for the path of least resistance, I was just on my team the other day, yesterday, I think it was. And at the end, I told them, like, if we want to get better, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna hurt to get better. It hurt me to grow to where I'm at now, because y'all, listen to me. I wasn't always a big homie. I wasn't. I started right where you guys were at. So this is why I opened the door up for y'all to let you in with me. And the way that we do subject to and creative financing, not only is it the right way, but we're protected for longevity. We can actually, guys, build wealth with this. And then with the knowledge that we have here, we can protect our wealth. And then we can pass that wealth down to generations, setting them up for the success that we didn't have the opportunity to get handed to us. But it has to stop and change somewhere in that chain. It has to. And if the moment has arrived, if it's there for you, why not capitalize? Why not? That's all I'm saying. Now, guys, subject to, there's only one right way to do it. If you're not doing it that way, anything is possible. But the primary worries that you should have if you're out here doing subject twos and you're transferring the deed into your LLC or into your name, the primary concerns are the loan being called due, and if your seller files bankruptcy. The bankruptcy trustee will find that asset and make that asset a part of the bankruptcy court action. Okay. But the good news is there's a way to protect from that. And there's a way to protect your assets, have anonymity, and then segregate your assets from each other. So in the event, the minuscule chance that you did take a hit somewhere, if your assets are segregated, guess what? That hit isn't even going to hurt that bad. Not if you've been out here moving and shaking. So if you want to learn real estate the right way, y'all, the right way, all you got to do, matter of fact, I'm having a free training Monday, March 25th. There's a link in the description. And our upcoming Become the Bank Challenge 14. Now, that starts April 8th through the 12th. April 8th through the 12th, Become the Bank Challenge 14. I guess we already got some hitters in there from what Jerry told me. But anyway, guys, I can't stay on here too long. I do have a video coming out tomorrow morning on YouTube where I'm giving you guys some game on how to set up your trust bank account. All right. how to set up your trust bank account. We're all about protecting our assets, having anonymity, and then planning our estate. We got to keep control of our assets, guys. So if you guys don't have any questions, I'm going to get on up out of here. Saji. Okay, that's a good question. So, see, for me, like, again, it depends, Saji, on how you execute that subject to transaction. Because if it's done the way that is popularly being done, which is the wrong way, if the deed is transferred into your LLC or into your name, if the seller dies and it goes into probate court, you know, even if the loan's still being paid, that debt is out there. So the probate court checks that. And so their heirs could come back and say, hey, that house is supposed to be mine. They stole that house from my dad, my mom, my aunt, my grandma. I don't know, right? They could just say whatever. So there's that risk. And then see what happens is if you don't have the right power of attorney, the power of attorney is nullified, brother. It's nullified. It's a headache if it's transferred into an LLC or your name. Now, of course, Saji, you're one of ours. You went through my inner circle, so you know all about land trust and personal property trust. So the way that we buy in a land trust, well, the house, it's already set up for estate planning. Okay, so in the event that the seller dies, it doesn't, that doesn't even bother us. Like, we're unperturbed by that over here when we buy in a land trust. And the reasoning behind that is because the property is owned by the trust, and then we control our trustee, right? We control our trustee and we control the property. So nothing when you buy in a trust because it's already set up for estate planning, right? And then if you don't buy in a trust in an LLC or your name, it's a headache. It is a headache. Because, and I can't tell you exactly what would happen because there's myriad things that could happen, but it will be called into that probate action. That's for sure. Great question, man. Eternal, what's happening? I won't be live tomorrow. It's just a video, and that's coming on at I think 9 a.m. Let me check. I forgot. I'm tired, y'all. Oh, it comes on at 9 a.m. Central, brother. It's the untold truth about protecting your wealth with trust. Avoid disasters, how to protect your money in trust bank accounts. Ooh wee, that's gonna be fire. It's 9 a.m. Central tomorrow morning. So how will it affect the land trust if the seller goes into bankruptcy after we have sealed a deal directly with the seller? It won't. It won't. That's the whole thing, because the deed has been transferred into the land trust, right? And the land trust is for estate planning purposes. Now, here's the thing with how we do it though, Letty, and this is a great question. When we quit claim and assign the beneficial interest in that land trust, it's a private transaction. So the bankruptcy trustee, he or she may try to take a first look at that trust, right? But once they get to those beneficial interests being quit claimed and assigned to another trust of ours or us, then they have to leave it alone. It won't even be part of that bankruptcy action. So that's the whole thing. It's really impenetrable at that point. So you may receive a call. Well, the trustee might, your trustee, but I even highly doubt that. I highly doubt that. So that's the importance of putting it in a trust. That is the importance of putting it in a trust. Coach Jerry in the building. Coach Molly in the building. Can we transfer property into a foreign trust situation? Okay. You can, absolutely. But I will say this, there are stricter administrative rules for foreign trusts, because like the state of South Dakota, which is the second ranked second for most assets held in trust. South Dakota is a great banking state. There are a lot of banks in South Dakota, and then there are a ton of land trusts. Again, they're the second highest ranked state next to Nevada for assets being held in trust. But so with a trust, the judicial bench and then state statutes, the statutory code, that can only dictate how the administration of a trust, how a trust is administered. But what's inside that trust and what goes on with its assets and how it distributes the money and the ownership interests, it's completely up to the trust. It's a beautiful thing. So when you have a foreign trust that owns assets, the administrative rules are different. That's all I'm saying. And so are the tax reporting rules. That's a whole lifestyle. So I see people on TikTok all the time, and they're talking about, foreign trusts and even private irrevocable trusts, right? But that is an entire lifestyle change. And I mean like everything. And so I would never just do that on a whim. Okay. And I just wouldn't. Now, I'm not saying that I never would, because I'm going to end up at that point, but it's a matter of having enough assets to make it even make sense. Does that, I hope that made sense now, because I got a little deep. Sorry. So only if you don't do it with a land trust. Yes, exactly. Because, Letty, I don't know if you've heard that phone call with the Garcia brothers attorney that we went over in our inner circle, but the attorney even says it in there, the way that you guys are doing it, it's the loan is not subject to being accelerated, called due, because the Garn Saint Germain protects against that. Boom. It was a beautiful thing. So this is why land trusts are so powerful. And see, here's the thing I love about land trusts, Letty, is that subject to is just icing on the cake with a land trust, because there are so many other benefits and really power when we utilize trusts. But we just have to use them with the proper strategy, because if you use trust without strategic thinking behind it, it can be all for nothing, really. So you got to have that strategy behind it of how you're utilizing it. I hope that makes sense. Where will we put the family if we don't have a plan B for them? That's a good question. We actually have a situation kind of like that. We actually have a situation kind of like that in our inner circle right now. But what we do is this. One, you got to understand, Denise, we're there to buy the house. And I never, ever recommend leaving the seller in the house and letting the seller then pay you the payment, because they already had a mortgage. And so if they need you to come in there and take it over in some way, shape, or form, and then them pay you, it doesn't even make sense, because something's gonna happen with you too. And then if they're in the house and they have possession of it, that's gonna be a nightmare in and of itself. So what we do is, whatever we negotiate for the money we're gonna pay the seller at closing, right? Because we're gonna pay them some of their equity, whether it's $1,000 or $5,000 or $20,000, right? We'll take that money, and then we go out. If we want the house bad enough, if the numbers are good enough, we'll go out and we'll find a trailer for them to live in. We'll call landlords and talk to them and work our hand and let them know what's going on, and utilize the money that we were going to pay the seller to pay that first month's rent and deposit and last month's rent for them to get them moved in. And if they don't have anywhere to go, I'll provide them with some phone numbers and addresses of places around the city that give assistance. But at that point, I have to move to the next deal. because taking on other people's problems in this business, Denise, will literally drive you nuts. I'm trying to tell you, because I did it and I'm halfway nuts. Just saying, just saying. Building off what you just stated, say we have the subject to in a trust, the seller dies. Then the seller's heirs cry that the property was supposed to be theirs, and they shout out that we scammed the seller. I would feel bad for them, honestly. I'm gonna tell you why. Two reasons. The first is for them to do something like that at the death of their loved one. They're going through some things. Okay, they're definitely going through some things. Secondly, that's kind of exactly what trusts were built for, Saji, because think about it. If we have property and it's not in a trust, and we own that property and we die, we pass on to the next chapter, right? The next life, and the property goes into probate. Well, now those same family members are going to be fighting amongst each other, and there's going to be people popping up from the past or that we don't even know, saying that we said we were going to leave them one of our houses or something like that. And guess what happens? The judge and the lawyers ethically have a duty to do the due diligence to background check the people that make a claim. And guess who pays them? The assets from the estate. So that's like a game that the probate courts love to play, because they know they're going to get paid, man. And it's all coming out of the assets that are the estate of that particular person. However, a land trust, on the other hand, once that property is granted by the grantor into the land trust, well, now see, a land trust anyway, the beneficiary is the only one that can revoke that land trust. So that the seller, if they're not the beneficiary anymore, they can't even revoke the land trust anymore. And then in that position, it's whatever the land trust says goes. Now, they could try to take you to court and everything, but it's going to cost them an arm and a leg just to even find out who that beneficiary is. And if you layer it the way that we do it at a high level, right, where we have another trust as the beneficiary, and then we might be the beneficiary of that trust, whoa, that's going to cost them some money first. And it's just to lose. That was the second thing I felt bad for them about. Not only because they're going through some things, but if they start messing with us, well, they're going to lose, and they're going to be going through some more things. I just feel bad. So again, and see, understand, guys, that trusts are asset protection. And sometimes with trusts, the assets are protected from ourselves. It just depends on the type of trust. If you do a non-grantor, irrevocable, oh man, you'll never do what in the world? So that's a good question, though, because these things do happen out there in real life. They do. So again, thank you, Craig. Thank you, my brother. Okay, y'all. Listen, I'm glad you guys came through. I'm glad that you guys asked some questions. I got some good information. And this is why the GoGetter family is unique and we set ourselves apart, because buying all of our properties in trust and then utilizing trust with our other assets and our money puts us in a position of being bulletproof. And we are not in any way, shape, or form in danger of that house being put into a bankruptcy action if the seller files bankruptcy and the loan is not being called due, because we did it the right way. That's it, the GoGetter family way. So guys, I have a free training on trust, all right? Asset protection basics, a beginner's guide to trust, Monday, March 25th at 7 p.m. Central. All right, it's going down. I'm going to be in Dallas, Texas here soon. I'll be announcing the date next week. My team will be there. We're going to be up there with some other heavy hitters. Just spreading the love. That's all. Talking a little bit of real estate. That's it. It's going to be a great time and very informative. But I hope to see most of you guys on Monday so that we can get out there and get to it. You guys already know what it is, man. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And until next time, let's get to it, y'all.
I'm a go-getter. They some